Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And today we're doing our bye-bye or rebuy episode where we talk about whether we're saying bye-bye to these bottles that we finished or will we rebuy them. We got this idea from, particularly me, from Car Driver's long-term road test. It's great to review a car up front and be wowed by it, but then when you live with it for a long time, is it something you actually love in the long run? That's what this is. We've spent some time with these bottles. We know them well. We are going to let you guys know whether we think they're worth buying again or not for the price that you're likely to pay. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. We've got 5 for today.
Let's do it.
First up on the list, let's go ahead and just get the elephant
in the
room out of the way. Blanton's.
Blanton's.
The holy hand grenade of bourbon. As it's called by some people.
Is it really? I mean, I can see that. It looks like
that,
hand grenade.
I mean, you're looking at 93 proof. In our market, this goes for $80.
That's a lot for a low proof bourbon.
And that's if you can find it. You're going to have to get it from a back room, or it's going to have to be some type of hookup situation.
Is there like gold in here? Like why? Why is it so expensive?
For whatever reason, it just is.
I mean, it's fine.
It's what people are hunting. It's simple supply and demand, and far be it from us to criticize capitalism. Not getting political over here, just saying this product is a supply and demand case study, as it were. It is low proof, high price. This particular single barrel is good. However, on the heels of this one, we've had 2 or 3 other ones that were not very good at all. Realistically speaking, this should be in the $60 range. It's like a $30 bourbon in a $30 bottle, if you ask me.
So
where
this
are you
is
at? Are you buying this at 80?
This is a bye-bye. It's a bye, Felicia.
Yeah. You're not. I'm
not. There's other whiskey I'd rather drink, to be honest.
There's almost anything I would
for
rather
that price
spend.
Specifically, I could get so much.
There's almost anything I would rather spend $80 on than Blanton's. It's a good bourbon. It's nice to have around for guests, but realistically speaking, it's marginally better than a regular old $25 or $30 Buffalo Trace.
We beat this up enough. Let's move on.
No, we haven't. I'm making a point.
Okay.
It's marginally better at best than $25 or $30 Buffalo Trace, and if you don't get a good single barrel, it could be worse, and you could pay 3 times or more the price. If you can't find Blanton's, just buy Buffalo Trace. If you can't find Buffalo Trace, just buy Bowman Brothers small batch. Let's stop losing our minds over Buffalo Trace stuff. Next bottle up, while we're talking about really expensive things, let's go ahead and get the other elephant out of the room.
Oh, that's so expensive.
Foregate. This particular batch is Port Perry Perry, batch 21. This is a port finish rye. If you're familiar with High West Midwinter Night's Dram, it is a port finish rye. This is like that, except at barrel proof. It's so good.
It's so good, but it's so expensive.
It's so expensive. This is a $200 bottle. Blanton's, a premium price for a product that is not worth it in our eyes. Foregate, a premium price for a product that is worth it in our eyes.
I will have to agree with you. As the resident cheapskate, I have to agree.
This is special whiskey. Honestly speaking, not every single one of their batches is special whiskey. If you don't like ryes, don't buy this thinking it's going to sway your opinion.
Yeah.
If you're more of a bourbon drinker,
it's not a bourbon drinker's rye.
Buy any of their bourbons that they've finished in rum. Especially any of their bourbons that have been finished in rum are fantastic. The Kelvin collaborations are fantastic. Flantastic?
That too.
Whatever that means.
Flannel's back, y'all. Like 90s, man. I'm here for it.
But these Foregate products, I never bought them before trying some of them blind here on the channel, thanks to samples that have been sent in. They've made me a believer. They've turned us both around. You're so cheap. I can't believe you're on board with buying these.
I'm so cheap.
The whiskey's that good. It's worth checking out. Safe to say we're a rebuy on this.
Absolutely.
Not just this batch. I'm pretty much carte blanche, trust Foregate explicitly.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
To take my money.
I'm not there yet, but I'm a rebuy on this.
That's us and our different sensibilities, me being a little bit tighter. But let's go ahead and get that out of the way and get into our next one. We've got Wilderness Trail, and this is a store pick from our local store. However, the entire Wilderness Trail portfolio is fantastic. I'm not going to say you need to go out and buy this stuff over a classic legacy distillery, but if you want to try something that's a little different, that's still really good and really high quality, Wilderness Trail is hard to beat. The prices do vary a little bit depending on their products. These store picks in our market usually run about $60-65, and they're good. They're really good quality stuff. Not blowing you away. You're not getting ripped off for $65. You're also not getting staggeringly good value. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this brand, as they were recently acquired by Campari and they're part of that Campari Wild Turkey family.
Okay.
They're going to keep doing their own thing for sure, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully they get more distribution.
Is this a rebuy?
For me, it's a rebuy.
Yeah.
I will buy the store picks and anything with an age statement that's 6 years or higher.
Okay.
I would buy one of these. For you, I know that price point's towing the line. You probably just buy Rare Breed instead. So it's more of just okay for you.
We'll say we are a rebuy as a family.
As a unit.
As a unit.
Okay. That's fair. And speaking of young craft distilleries doing really good things, let's go ahead and get into our next one, and it's going to be Heaven's Door. This also is a store pick from our local store, and we're highlighting this for a very specific reason. This is, mash bill wise, the recipe for this bourbon is 80% corn, 10% rye, 10% barley, distilled in Tennessee, but it is not George Dickel. This is coming to you from Columbia, Tennessee, just a little bit south of us, from the Tennessee Distilling Group. They do stuff like Kirkland's bourbon, but they also source for Heaven's Door. They're kind of trying to become the MGP of Tennessee, and they only have interest in contract distilling for people, but the whiskey inside the bottle is very good. This stuff right here, $65. Again, you'd probably just rather buy Rare Breed.
Yeah.
But it's fun to try something new. If you're wanting to try something new, to me, this is a rebuy. Every one of these that I see that has a non-George Dickel mash bill, which is 84% corn, 8% malted, or 8% rye, and 8% barley. If it doesn't have that mash bill, it's Tennessee Distilling Group. They're worth checking out to broaden your horizons a little bit. This thing has a ton of cherry sweetness in it. Kind of falls into that like Buffalo Trace MGP profile. It fits in that same wheelhouse. Great whiskey, well worth checking out. And our last bottle up, going from new distilleries to old distilleries who source whiskey because they don't make their own. Michter's 10-year bourbon. Coming in at 94.4 proof. It took us a long time to get through this bottle.
It did. We just didn't reach for it very much.
You can look back in the archives. This came up against the regular Michter small batch. I mean, I don't know why I even said look back through the archives because those videos were terrible. But this one came up against the regular Michter small batch. That's a $45 bottle. This was bitter. It was flat.
Yeah.
It was not great.
It honestly, it was painful to get through this bottle, but we did it.
It's essentially oak water. If you really like oak and you don't mind paying $150 or $175 or more dollars for very low proof, very oaky whiskey. Now they are single barrels. It could vary, but the Michter's 10-year profile that they tend to lean into is they do go for that oak heavy pour, and this, at the price you're paying, I would much rather pay $35 for a Russell's Reserve 10-year.
Yeah.
If you could find Eagle Rare 10-year, I'd rather get that. Henry McKenna, even at $60, which is what it's being marked up to now with the price raise, I would much rather have Henry McKenna 10-year than this. I can't imagine I would possibly ever buy another one of these bottles. I would have to literally lose my mind to buy another one of these bottles.
So we're a hard pass on this guy.
This is a hard bye-bye. This one can go bye-bye into oblivion as far as I'm concerned.
Whoa.
I feel like I wasted my money on this product. And I got it when the retail was $125. It's up to $150 or $170 now. This product can go kick rocks for all I care. I would never waste my money on it. I would highly, highly recommend you try this in a bar before you ever consider buying Michter's 10-year bourbon.
Specifically the 10-year bourbon.
We're not getting a Michter sponsorship anytime. Oh, other Michter's products are great. Their ryes are fantastic.
Yeah, I like them. I like Michter's rye a lot.
I think they do rye better than they do bourbon. But the $45 small batch US 1 bourbon is a fine product, albeit a little pricey. But I'm just not on board with this, and I feel like I need to tell everybody I know that you need to try this stuff in a bar before you waste your own money on it.
Fair.
Please learn from my mistakes. And if you learned anything from this video and you like it, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like it, because we give this kind of content all the time. And hit that bell if you want to join us for a pour on a live stream. It will let you know when we're going live.
Absolutely. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to each other. And until next time,
cheers.